Now we go with Timur. Kanaev says, hello, Ave. I think somewhere around last summer you gave me a feedback on my portfolio when I only had 3 projects. You gave me really good advice on presentation. Would love to hear your thoughts on the whole portfolio in general and specifically 4th project. It works. Master projects, world with story projects, and a big thing. My goal for far project in the industry. I checked your Witcher one last time. Yeah, I remember this one. The School of the Cat. Yeah, it's not Infinitum. No, I'm streaming at like 6 megabytes, 60 megabytes or something. So it's not Infinitum. It's our station. It's dying. Yeah, I remember this guy. Now, you said you want me to focus on one of the new projects, which I'm guessing it's this one. Banner Lady of Brain. Real-time model. Okay. Okay. I like the pose. It's a strong pose. Hair needs a lot of work, man, though. Hair needs quite a bit of work, especially the side hair right there. It looks very weird, to be honest. This is where using like image reference is very important because the flow of the hair just like, I don't know, it looks a little bit weird. And there's a lot of like empty spots in between the elements. So you might want to check that. What are you using for hair? Are you using action or are you using hair cards? Kind of looks like hair cards. I really like this weapon right here. I think it's a good one. Texturing again. Metal edgeware everywhere. Be careful with that. We've mentioned that plenty of times here on the channel. Where are the legs? That's a very common thing that happens. You need to do everything, man. Oh, now I'm gonna have to be very mean. I'm sorry. So here's the thing. This concept right here is very stylized, okay? This is a very, very stylized concept. And you soften a lot of things on this concept that you should not have softened, okay? So first of all, the hair. I would say hair is one of those things that makes the personality of a character very important. And look at the mohawk that she has, right? She's got this very intense, spiky mohawk. What you need to do, and it's very easy to see that it's even being sort of like bundled together in specific like segments for the hair. And you went for like a more sort of like smooth, clean mohawk around the whole thing. We need to respect those spikes right there. It's very, very important that we respect those spikes. It kind of reminds me of like Doom character. Armor-wise, I feel like your armor looks a little bit softer than hers. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the silhouette stuff. So look at the thing right here. There's a couple of more cuts and a couple of more things. For instance, here on the hips, look at those curves here on the side of that hip armor. And if we take a look at yours, at your hip armor, it's not as intense. You need to exaggerate things a little bit more. Don't be afraid to push the silhouette again for this like stylized things. The banner is another one. Did you do the banner? I think you did, right? Okay, the banner got a little bit closer, I would say, to the concept, but it's about really pushing that silhouette. Okay, we really need to push the silhouette. Now, another thing that you might want to add, and I know this is not on the concept, but I'm gonna mention it anyway, is a little bit more change in planes in some of the armor pieces, because whenever I see this pieces right here, for instance, this neck piece right here, it just looks weird, man. It just looks weird having this like super like plastic looking thing. So this is where you are free as an artist. You are free to, for instance, start adding like a couple of different details. So feel free to, I don't know, to break things a little bit here. Maybe change the planes or something. You know what I mean? Of course, following the design language that you're using, but adding this kind of elements is a good way to add just a little bit more complexity to the character, because otherwise it just looks like a plastic plate on top of everything, and it just looks ugly. So that's the kind of stuff that you see this a lot again in like games like freaking Doom and stuff. But be mindful of how we can add a little bit more of that, especially plane changes. Again, what do I mean by a plane change? I mean that instead of having this like completely round element, imagine we push this thing up a little bit more, right? So this thing has another like piece of plastic that embeds itself here on the back. That already generates a different sort of like a look for the thing. That makes sense? And again, I know it's difficult because we don't have the concept art. Usually this is the kind of stuff that when you have a concept artist working with you, you can discuss and check and modify and stuff. But just like breaking the silhouette and making sure that the piece is not like completely, again, like plastic and straight, it can really help to sell a more interesting thing on the character. Okay. So yeah, I mean, again, in general, I think the technical execution of this character is good. Like, you managed to follow the process, like the traditional low poly, high poly. This is artistic direction that you need a little bit more of, like making sure that you're following the artistic direction. And again, I look at the weapon now. Remember, I said that I really like what you did with the weapon. Now that I see the concept, I do feel like you missed a couple of very important things. So for instance, here you went for this like chainsaw on the center, when in reality, in the concept, the chainsaw is small on one side and very big on the other side, right? That's important. It's very important. Or so sort of like seem like it's covered or something. So that tells me that you are simplifying things that are not on the concept. I understand, but how to find balance and not overcomplicate it? No, you're not overcomplicating anything. You need to follow the concept. Like, if you're not following the concept, you are not doing your job. That's just it. So again, I've mentioned this before. If I'm a client and I say, hey, I need you to do this character, and you deliver this, first thing I'm gonna say is, where are the legs, right? Like, if you're gonna do a full character, if you want to be a character artist, you need to do the full character. There's no way around it. Second thing I'm gonna say is like, hey, you know what? Like, this character is not matching the concept. The hair doesn't look like it. It's here's an exercise that I want you guys to do, and this is not only for my friend here, but for everyone. Try to take your artistic hat like outside, like just remove it and put on your client hat, okay? And ask yourself, if I was the client and I'm paying good money for this artist to be doing this concept right here, and he delivers this, am I happy or am I not happy? I wouldn't be happy. I'll be like, I mean, yeah, kind of looks like her, but it's not exactly her. And then you need to ask yourself the next question. If you could ask the artist to change 5 things, what 5 things would you really ask him to, right? Like, tell me, what things do you want him to change? And I'll be like, the hair. Please fix the hair, man. Like, the hair is very, very important for this character. What other thing? Well, you know what? The details. Like, some of the armor pieces are not looking like armor pieces. What other things? The stylization. For instance, here I see that she's missing some belts on the side or something, or at least I'm not seeing them as much. So you need to be your first filter. Before you show this to your client, you need to ask yourself, if I was the client, if I'm asking for this work and I see this result, am I happy? And if I'm not happy, what things do I really need to change to make myself happy in that case, right? So very, very important, because we tend to follow this like mindset, horrible mindset, by the way, where we're like, oh, that's okay, it's good enough, I'm practicing, this is just a practice piece. No, you need to take and make every single piece as if it was the piece that's gonna get you the job, as if it was the piece that's gonna open up the opportunities. So it's very, very important that you ask yourself that question, like, what do I really need to make this piece amazing? Okay, don't let mediocrity be what dictates your work, especially not portfolio work. If you're learning a skill on the side, like if you're learning a new pipeline or whatever, yeah, you would be surprised on how many pieces I have on my computer that will never see the light of day. But for portfolio, there has to be absolutely no mistake, and everything has to be done to the best of your abilities. And if after you've done something to the best of your abilities, you still look at the piece and you're like, this is not like the concept, like still not close to the concept, don't include it on your portfolio. It hurts, it sucks, but that's going to be a piece that's going to get you closer when you do the next piece, okay? It's very, very important. Please show some profiles of game environment artists which can be referred to for Mars Station, like how portfolio for environment artists be like. I've shown them before at Generate Sensei. I don't have one right now. Hopefully we'll see one throughout today's review, okay?